Along with my co-host Big Country. Say what's up, Big
What's
Country.
good, people?
Got a show for you today. So Ray J claims that Kim Kardashian, they need to change their name. Ray J claims that Kim Kardashian knew all about the sex tape being aired. He also says that her mother had them record another sex tape for safety purposes.
Mm. Well, I just thought this was crazy. Even though, if this was the truth, I wish Ray J would put it out sooner because you know how for the longest time everybody was thinking Ray J was trash because he leaked the sex tape with Kim Kardashian and all that kind of stuff, and Kim would just seem like she was butthurt about the
Yeah.
I can't believe you did this,
Wow.
something that we did in the privacy of our own bedroom but come to find out,
It was orchestrated.
it was all orchestrated and they mama was the one that set it all up.
But one, we gotta give some props to this mama because she was like, "I'm gonna get my baby famous by any means necessary."
Yeah, and that's just what she did.
Yeah.
But if you want to get truthful, like she did this so long ago, wouldn't you say that that should be a crime? Because the fact of the matter, you basically had everybody believe this dude did your daughter wrong. Your daughter did something safe. And for the longest time, nobody even wanted to do sex tapes because they were like, I don't want my sex tape leaked. But your mama's the one that did it.
I mean, at this point, I'd be like, do you really not want your sex tape leaked? Because if you go from, I don't
Yeah.
know you to Kim K status, I don't know. Maybe you do want it leaked.
And a lot of people were like, oh, well, she would have been famous anyway.
That's a
Truth
lie.
be told, no, she wouldn't have.
Not amongst men. No, I
Like,
take that back.
No, because the whole thing was because it ain't like, certain people, Ray J and them weren't the first one because nobody even knew about Nick Cannon and Bow Wow really.
Nobody really
Like,
cared.
nobody really cared. It was like, another groupie. But then it was like, everybody felt like she was just a victim of this. And they
Right.
rallied behind her and that propelled her family into stardom. Yes, before then, her family was known because of the OJ trials and stuff like that.
Right.
But her father was known. Only thing Kim Kardashian was known was for being Paris Hilton's friend.
Yeah.
You really didn't even know her name like that.
I did not.
But all of a sudden, when the tape comes out,
Mm-hmm.
now everybody's like rallying behind her. And I'm like, when somebody does something wrong, yes, you should rally
Yeah, when
behind.
you're really a victim, then sure. We
But then
gonna
that
rally.
also brings up the point that there are some guys out here saying people playing victim, but they ain't really the victim. They're the ones that orchestrate the whole thing.
Right.
And so my question is, at what point should there be liability put on her and her mama?
Well, at this point, I feel like it should be right now. Reason being, because not just her and her mama. Let's get that straight. I'm talking about in general, just across the board. You know what I'm saying? If it's crazy that a lot of men are put in a position to where, hey, kid comes out, you, in some cases, you are or are not the father. It don't necessarily matter. But if you claim ownership of said child, then you need to go and pay for that, right?
Yeah.
Correct. So if you don't pay for that, then you can end up locked up behind bars or whatever may have you, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's say that man, Ray J, they took it and they hit him with the R. Kelly trial situation. Not saying that R. Kelly is innocent. R. Kelly did what he did.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
He
But I'm
guilty.
saying, when I say hit him with the R. Kelly, I'm talking about you go and you find all the victims, you make a whole docu-series about it, and then you use that to then get the courts to really, let's relook at this case. Right? So, had Ray J been put in a situation where, okay, your character has been brought into question, and then we going to bring up, a suit of some sort, because, hey, you tarnished this lady's reputation, hypothetically.
Yes.
He would have went to jail or he would have got persecuted, and
Yes.
she would have been walking around like, it's all good. It's all, don't even worry about it. Because I'm guarantee you, to preserve her image, she already shows you what she would do. She would sit back, create a fictional situation, and then use that to rise to power.
Well, I'd rather you call it like it is. Lies. Forget the fictional, all that stuff. No, she lied. Her mama lied.
Yeah.
The friends lied.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm saying it's an issue, on his part, he did what a lot of other people did. Wait forever and a day to actually bring out the truth.
Correct.
And he has actual text messages and everything from mama, from daughter,
with that
from
being said,
Kanye,
like you said earlier. With that being said, if him bringing up the information long after the fact, he was part of the lie. He just got tired of being the butt of the joke. You know what I'm saying? Well, in reality,
and yes, that is true.
So this is like we both robbed a bank together. You got away and I got caught. And now I'm trying to come back and tell on everybody. No, bro, if you was going to sit side and let it play out, then sit side and let it play out.
But, like, for example, as we say with other victims, right. And I'm a firm believer, if you're a victim, nobody can tell you when to truly come out and say something.
Oh, I like how you played it. That is true.
Because of the fact of the matter, if somebody says, oh, well, he should have did this a long time ago, then switch the scenarios and put it out there for the same one. Then she should have did this a long time ago. Or either both of them can come out when they feel the need that they really need to come out.
Yeah, when they, because maybe he was distressed about it, you know.
And one of the reasons he even said was he don't want his children. He has children. He was like, I don't want my children to think I'm out here being that person.
Right. And he has every right to try to, you know,
clear
his name.
Yes. Even though I do feel it took him too long. But I would say that either way. But all I'm saying is the fact that how so many people played Ray J. And then it was like everybody was like Kim kept elevating. And no, she wouldn't have got her clothing line, all that stuff off without the tape. Because the tape is what shot her into stardom.
That's the catalyst.
Yes.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like, her business mind and acumen is real. Like,
yes.
One, did she have the talent to do what she's done? Yes. How she got to that point, though, was by lying to the entire world.
And if you look at it like this, how many people out here are truly intelligent enough to pull off whatever they want to do? They just don't have the actual either financial status or they don't know the correct people.
Yeah, you don't have access.
And with that, she got access with this.
No. Yeah. It definitely put her in a different position. Because I ain't heard Paris Hilton in quite some time, but I have heard Kim Kardashian. I wonder now if they ever go kick it, do they be like, oh, that's my ride along Paris Hilton?
But honestly, the Hiltons are still worth more than Kim Kardashian.
No, okay.
I mean, that's the only reason I say it. Even though Paris Hilton didn't do nothing for that.
She just partied.
Yes. Well, she partied, but her family is the reason. Her dad is
Mr. Hilton.
Yes. There's a Hilton hotel in like every
state.
Every state. There's at least one Hilton hotel. In almost every country, there's a Hilton hotel.
So, yeah, I can see how that could be beneficial to the people who, you know, but still. I just feel like when the Hilton situation, your dad put you on. And in Paris Hilton situation,
her dad put her on.
No. Her dad put her with Paris Hilton.
She would never got to Ray J without her daddy.
That's true.
She would never.
But I'm saying,
she wouldn't have been in the same circles.
You got to see what I'm saying here. Paris Hilton, even though she is Paris Hilton, she never ascended past being the daughter of Mr. Hilton.
True.
Kim Kardashian played it up. Now I'm a victim. Now I'm in the fashion.
Yes. Mom
makeup.
shot them into stardom.
Yeah, mom put them on. So they parents, you know, made them, I don't want to say shine, unless, I mean, because technically they had a light on in the in the sex tape. So maybe I don't know. It's awkward, but it's real. It really happened. As a man, are you intimidated by a strong woman?
And the only reason I bring this up is because I hear a lot of times people say, "Oh, men are intimidated by a strong woman," and I'm like,
I'm sure there are some, but
like there's always going to be those outliers. But as a man, I'm not intimidated by a strong woman. It's not gonna make me hurt. If my wife or whoever back in the day I was dating, I've never been like, oh my God, she makes more money than me. I can't deal with this. Oh my God, she's in control of her own life. Good for you.
Yeah.
Like all those things make me feel, okay, cool. If you can do that yourself, that's great. That means I don't have to be there trying to do all that support for you.
Right. In my world, I just, don't get me wrong, people get married, they won, but a lot of stuff you just move independently on. So
Yeah.
you're talking about your career and your career path. Sometimes you have this conversation, sometimes you don't, but majority of the time I feel like people get this concept, you get married and you lose you, but you don't. You just continue to do you, but now you do it with another person.
Yes.
So it's not in my world, I can't be intimidated by you making money. Like, I don't necessarily care whether you make money or not. Like, it's not gonna sink my boat because I'm still gonna be me.
Yes.
Regardless of how we moving, I'm still gonna do what I do.
You still remain the same person that person fell in love with.
Right.
Like if you, that's a weak-minded individual. And the reason I say individual because whether it's man or woman, if I married a strong woman, why would I want her to be less than strong?
Why would I force you to be less than who you are just to appease me and my fragile ego?
Yes. And like I said, we need that button. That's just pride messing with you.
That's really what it is. You just wanna. I be like, nah, you can make whatever.
Like, don't get me wrong. When I talk about my pride are for certain things. I am a man before anything.
Right.
You're not going to make me less of a man. I don't care. You're not going to make me feel bad about being a man.
Not at all.
But there is a difference between pride, as in I have pride in who I am as a person, and oh my God, this is going. I can't waver in anything, or I can't be wrong about things, or my woman can't do things for me, or like I always have to be in charge.
Well, my thing, don't get me wrong now, part of me, I'm always in charge, but I'm always in charge of me. I like at a certain point you got to come to the realization the only person you have 100% control of is you.
True, but that's the only person you should have.
That's the only one you should want control of.
Like, don't get me wrong, we want to have 100% control of our kids, but as we know, as our parents know, when them kids not around you, they're going to be who they want to be.
I'm saying, then you just got to, did I teach them right? Did I tell them right? If I didn't tell them right, then they might go to a default program and it was not my own.
Yes. Just like, who was it? King T.I.'s son. And T.I. was like, man, I brought him up to try to do the best things for him. But I told him straight up, mess around if you want to. He going to end up in jail.
Yeah.
I respect it because I'm like, you're going to be you. Yeah. I'm not going to force him to do something because all he's going to do is give me more pushback and still do those things.
People are going to do what the people intended to do. Like, you're not going to stop the inevitable. And peer pressure is real.
Yeah.
I prided myself on, if I don't want to do it, I refuse. I refuse altogether. It don't matter what happened. I'm not going to do it.
And that's my same thing. A lot of people are like, oh, peer pressure. It's like, peer pressure never got to me because I didn't drink until I wanted to drink.
Right.
My mom offered me a drink when I turned, 18, 19. I was like, nah, I'm good. I didn't start drinking until I was 21, really. Like, first time I smoked, I'm like, what was I? I was like 25, 26, somewhere around there. And that was because I wanted to. I've been offered it all my life, but I'm good.
But that's the thing. I feel like for especially the generation coming up after us, peer pressure is a major deal, and part of that comes into play when you got what we got currently. Both parents, you sit up and you at work majority of the time. You know what I'm saying? You doing something and you not necessarily interacting with the kid. The kid is sitting up there. You trying to you could. The most your kid get with interaction from you is you come home, you might check their homework, and then you disappear, and they disappear into their space doing what they gonna do. And you caught that sideways parent and like, oh, hey, oh, you back there watching TV, long as you ain't bothering me while I'm watching TV.
Now, intimidation back in the day, I think worked a lot better than intimidation now. Because back in the day, all your parent had to do was look at you.
Yeah.
You know, your mama look at you.
Pressure.
It's like, oh, okay, you know what?
Let me
I'm
stop
good.
that.
I'm going to just chill out because you know what's up. But
Right.
now, intimidation, as we became grown, like me and my mom had a talk, and my mom told me one day, you ain't too old to get a whooping. I'm like, yes, I am. I'm like, I'll just go home.
But you got to understand, like, it's a term, kill your masters. But it's not a physical killing.
Yeah.
It's like, metaphorically, when you are able to best your father or best your mother intellectually, then they are no longer your master. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I have to take control because there's some things, like every parent should raise their child to get to a point where there are things I can help you with and there's things you can help me with.
True.
Like if you're trying to raise your child for eternity as you're just my child, you're doing your child a disservice. At a certain point, you got to be like, one, I need you to be better than me. Why? Because as we all know, especially our generation, technology does nothing but advance.
Yeah.
So it's going to get to a point where I can't necessarily work the phone the same way you could. And I want to always be capable, but sometimes it's just going to take me a lot more time to get acclimated to certain things.
Yeah.
But if you already own it, you can assist me. So don't try to raise your child to always be, oh, no, you are always in a subservient place to me. Like, no. At a certain point, you should be my better, but it should be a level of respect because I did raise you and give it to you to where you like, I'm just looking out for your best interest because I know at a certain point, you're going to need my assistance.
And I heard this one thing that was on Facebook where a woman said that, oh, most men are intimidated by her because, oh, when she starts talking about certain things, like they'll just, back away, like because she's yelling at them. And I was like, that's not really intimidation because to me, yes, it's like, I'm not worried about you thinking you're going to out argue me, but there's no reason for me to argue that much with someone. It's like, I'm going to tell you my point. You're going to tell me your point. If we can't come to agreement, obviously, that's the end of it.
Yeah, we got to disconnect and I'm going to keep moving. I'm not, but like, they're intimidated by you because you're yelling. No, stop. That's a false correlation.
True.
They're moving away from you because you're sitting here yelling at me and I don't understand why. If we have a disagreement, then we just got a disagreement, but that don't necessarily mean you get to yell at me. And I also hate that thing that women feel like, oh, because I'm a woman, I get the opportunity to hit you, but you can't hit me. I'd be like, no. You can't hit me and I can't hit you. We can't hit each other, period. Because it's obviously a imbalance there.
Agreed.
You would be at a disadvantage messing with me. Don't do that. Leave that to.
But the reason that balance, for a fact that person would be at an imbalance.
Right.
But how the government and the court system set things up,
They want to be the equalizer.
They want to be the equalizer to it, but it gets to a point where it's like now it becomes privilege,
right?
Instead of
you keep
being
muddying
equal.
You muddied it up. Now it's like, oh, because typically in Texas, they got I don't necessarily know the name of the law, but if one was to have a domestic dispute with said person, somebody got to go to jail, and typically they take the man because they like, oh well, the man and woman, and it's primarily based on the fact that you are a man.
Yeah.
So somebody got to leave, and we gonna take you because you the man, and you should take ownership of your household. But when you get to these situations where at this point in life, it's not necessarily the man who running a household 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Like, theoretically, you should be, but when you're dealing with women who are excessively combative, can you necessarily say that? It's like, to keep the peace, I don't want to deal with you in that capacity. And you have this idea that I have to deal with you in the way you operate 100% of the time. No, that's not a realistic assessment.
But on part of that, I really do blame the men on that.
Yeah.
Because you have the means, and I don't mean physical means. I mean, you have the means to basically shut it down. Okay, if you don't want to be on my team, because me and my wife were talking about this, and I'm like, I love my wife to death, and I don't believe I'm the star player. I believe my wife is the star player, but it's my team. Right. So how I look at it is, as my star player, everything's going to revolve around my star player. But if you don't want to be the star player for this team, okay, I need to find a new star player.
Right.
Because
I'm not going to mold my franchise around you if you don't want to do the job.
Yes. It's like, like LeBron right now. You know for a fact, no matter where LeBron goes, he's going to be the star of the team. It doesn't matter what team he goes to. Just like any woman, you could find a great man if you are that star player.
You're a star player. There's people who want you on their team.
But you can't be out here trashing it up and think, oh, you gonna stay the star player.
I was just yelling at him, girl, he ain't gonna go nowhere. That's the problem right there. You won't. Let her go. Walk right out her life and leave her with her own thoughts.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't care what anybody say. If the police get called and I'm going to jail, this is over.
Yeah.
This is over.
I said that on day one.
I'm not going to jail police. And we like, come back at it.
No,
it'll be okay.
Don't fix nothing.
No, they put the handcuffs on me.
Like, one, you ain't gonna hit me. Now, don't get me wrong, love taps and all that, but I also be like, sometimes that line get blurred and I don't want to give you that level of privilege. So in reality, majority of the time, I don't even want you to hit me playing. Don't hit me, period. But women, like I said, they get that, well, I'm gonna do it anyway. He ain't gonna. Okay, that's fine. But you hit me and I feel like it's serious, I'm a instantly disconnect. We can move on our separate ways. I ain't nobody punching bag at any point in time. I don't care whether I love you or I don't, whatever it is. Don't hit me.
Yeah.
And then two, understand, in my mind, when you with me, you are never in a situation where you are in true danger.
Yes.
Because my whole point is I'm going to make sure
at
you
no
safe.
point in time should your woman believe she's in true danger from you.
Exactly. So if you think if you have the idea that I will actually do something violent towards you, find somebody else. I don't want nobody who don't trust me to move in their best interest, especially as my wife. Like, that ain't gonna work.
But I will also say this. I believe a woman should know, hey, you know what, I know he ain't going to, but I ain't about to try him like that.
Yeah, respect me.
Like,
but that's why I put the first rule in place.
That's
why that first rule.
I ain't about to try him.
No, I don't want no beef.
Just in case. Yeah. Because if he did decide to go off, you know what? I don't want to be that person.
I don't want to be the one he went off on. Mm-hmm. But I be like, but as a man, majority, like, at all times, you don't have the privilege to be as volatile as a woman.
Nope.
Because no matter what you do, and even Terrell Owens proved this because he met a Karen in his neighborhood. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? At all points, you're perceived as a man, and a man is
as
typically
a threat.
You're a threat. No matter what you do throughout life, I don't care if you're the most fragile man or the most big. There's an element of danger associated with you, whether you want it there or not. So you can't move, and I can't just fly off the handle and get upset and get emotional and all that. Because if I do, then that's setting you up to be like, I don't know what he's going to do. The best thing a woman can get is a man that is predictable. Like, you want me to be predictable.
But truth be told, how many women want a man that's predictable?
They don't. And that's the thing. You literally move against your best interest. You don't want what you actually should want. You should want a man that, where I know if I don't necessarily have to call him all the time because I know where he is. What time is it? Oh, it's before 3:00. He's still at work. I'm not trying to figure out where he at. I know exactly where he is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, things that have patterns often get boring. The thing about the human psyche, once it recognizes the pattern, the mystery is gone. So you don't like, it was a point in time where they didn't know what an apple was. They bit the apple and they was like, oh my gosh, we can eat this. It tastes great. The second they ate that, the only people who were surprised or pleased by the concept of an apple were the people who had never eaten an apple before.
Yeah.
So when a woman finds a good man, the mystery of a good man is gone. And then they get to telling their friends, oh, I got a good man, I got a good man, I got a good man. But the thing about it is,
people get bored behind
you get bored with the good man, and the mystique about a dude who's volatile and unpredictable is, girl, I don't know what he gonna do next. You always finding something new out about him. Girl, you know what? He took my car and ain't been back in 3 weeks. He only did it 2 days last time.
No,
I don't know nothing.
It's bad because my mom told me about one of her friends, her dude actually did that.
Yeah,
like 3 weeks.
And I guarantee you, the key term that they need to pick up on right there was, my mom told me about her friend's man. He's still her man.
Yeah.
Now, if that dude had been, standard dude, you got your car, I got my car. Now, there's no mystery there. I know where my car gonna be. So I'm never in a position where I have to worry. And that calm, peaceful life, they do not desire that.
And it's bad. Well, I think when some ladies get older, they want that more.
Right.
But we're not going to say no woman if you in your early 20s, your whole 20s. Nah, we're going to take the whole 20s away.
Yeah,
you don't want peaceful.
You don't want peace. You want war.
It was just something about him. I don't know what it was.
But he was just always he was always something. And that's the story they get to tell. Like you always say, that's the confession at church. And the good man is the peace you found when you in your 40s. And God sent me a man. I had to go and he was beating me up in front of my kids, and he was this, that, and the third. But God sent me a man that delivered me.
Really loved me. He loved me for who I was.
I respect.
And he picked me up. And
he
I'm
helped me so much. And I be like, you've been dealing with these humans, and when you was dealing with humans, you was having so much fun. Now you finally get Superman, and you don't want him to use none of his powers. He's just like, I just want them to know I got you there. Just predictable. If I jump out the window, what you gonna do? I'm gonna fly down there and pick you back up. The best, you know what should have happened in at least one Superman comic? Lois Lane should have jumped out the window and he just let her hit the ground. Like he just hovered right above her just to watch her hit it. Like, I told you last time, stop jumping out that window.
Yeah. Oh, Superman gonna save me.
Not this time.
No, we're gonna see how this ends.
You see, but that level of, I don't know, she would have been like, it would have been thrilling because she, in her mind, that hope is there. He right there, right above me. He gonna catch me. He gonna stop. And he don't. Girl, guess what he did? If she survived, girl, guess what Superman did? Girl, he let me fall. There you go. Why is it so hard for people to take criticism and use it to build better relationships?
So, I was thinking about this, and we were discussing this. I don't understand why it's like nobody is perfect.
Not at all.
Nobody.
No way.
So, my thing is, if my wife says, hey, you know what? I need you to do this a little more. I may give it a little pushback because I always be like, oh, I'm always on point. But I'm like, maybe I'm not on point. Right. So I think about those things and like, okay, she said she wanted these things a little more. I try to fix them.
I try to give you what you want.
But for some strange reason, it's a lot of people out here that don't want to fix it at all. They just want to pretend like, oh, you never said what you said. Or they won't even ask you because they know what you're going to say.
Right.
I'm like, I don't even believe in that word toxic But I'm like, that's detrimental to your own
To your relationship.
success.
Yeah. I look at it like this. I I hate those people who have those reoccurring problems. Like if I've already alerted you to the problem, don't keep coming to me asking me what I do or I do not like about what you do. I already told you.
Yeah.
It is up to you now to either fix it or leave me alone with it, because I haven't left you. I've already accepted that that's something you don't do.
Yeah.
But don't keep coming. You don't do. No. Look, I told you, and it's in your court now. Don't keep coming back to me as if we don't talk. No, it's not that we don't talk. I already talked. The issue's still present. I don't see the need for me to keep going back and forth with you about something I already told you about. There's no point to that. You're wasting my time.
I was over here thinking, and I was like, insecurities. It's a lot of ladies out here with insecurities.
But it's a lot of insecure women who feel like they secure. It's a lot of women that's secure in the idea that I'm not insecure, but it's a figment of their imagination. It's not reality. They have them. It's like a hidden power. What's your superpower? I don't know, but I might be insecure. I might be.
All right.
I don't want to claim it 100%.
Look at it like this. And what I mean by this is like, if you're insecure about your weight, why wouldn't you change your weight instead of worrying about if your spouse is going to leave you for somebody
Over your
smaller?
weight. Like, there's no point to that. Like, if there's something that you're insecure about, insecure, keyword in, is internal.
Yeah.
So there's something that you don't like about you.
Yeah.
If you don't like it about yourself, opt to change it instead of trying to focus on the person you with and try to force them to accept something that most likely they've already accepted. It's just internally for you, you can't do it.
And I've seen this throughout all social media. So any person that says that's not true, you're not actually looking on social media.
Right.
Because social media will put out there, oh, well, men want these girls that look like they're 20. And I'm like, men have always been attracted to younger women.
Yeah.
Women have always been attracted to older men.
Standard.
That's just been proven
In westernized
time.
society, that is quite common.
Yes. Actually, I think throughout the world that is still common.
Yeah.
But the whole thing I'm saying is, if you found a man or a woman that truly loves you, okay, they love you. Now, don't get me wrong. If you pack on 100 pounds, you're going to have to fix that. That's not a...
My thing is this.
That's not a slight change.
You see, I feel like at a certain point, people give love this superpower. Love is just an emotion. Stop trying to give it a superpower. He gonna love me or she gonna love me through it all. No. Bruh, I don't care how much love she got for you. If you keep walking around here avoiding getting this thing called a job,
Yeah.
love, I'm gonna...
Oh, yeah, love will
She
get
finna
you cut
pass
out.
that love up, bruh. I'm looking for stability too. You need to be giving me love and stability. Like, love needs, like, it's just like, it needs its substitutes. Like, I got love, but I need the add-on.
Trying.
Try.
The whole idea that most people want is to know that you're truly trying at something.
Keep
like, I don't expect no one to be perfect because none of us are perfect.
No way.
Except the man upstairs.
Yeah.
But if you're not even trying, you're just going to be like, oh, well, they said something about it, so I'm just going to try to fix it for today, and tomorrow I'm going back to exactly what I was doing.
You don't make healthy habits.
Yeah.
Like, you do it for one day. Well, standard it takes 28 days. What they say, really, it take more than that. But for those exceptional people, it take 28 days to form a habit.
Yeah, like I could tell you one for me. For me, I am loud. So sometimes me and my wife may have a discussion or something, and I may get a little loud, and I know that's a trigger for her. And I try to work on that. I truly try to work on that because I'm like, okay, but I'm always loud, so I'm working on it, but you should know that's who I am as a person. But I'm trying to make sure you don't get the uncomfortability of, oh, maybe he's projecting anger at me.
It's not anger.
I'm loud.
It's natural.
Yeah.
But
that's the whole idea is I feel you should work on things. And a lot of people get into relationships and that comfortability and then all of a sudden decide, oh, that you should take me as I am.
Yeah, but I should. You're right. I should take you as you are.
Yeah.
But you should not accept you in your current state at all times. If you don't always focus on self-improvement, it's a problem. You should always want to be better than you were the day before. And I know people going to hit me with that, but I got older and you just got to work harder at being what you want to be. If you want to be in shape, you should always want to be in shape. I know at a certain point, the body will fail you, but a person who sees that drive where, they still going. They still doing it. So
but that's the thing with me is like, I'm trying to get into better shape.
Right.
I'm working out. I work out Monday through Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nah.
No days.
Nah, them my days. But Monday through Thursday, I'm going to work out because I said, hey, I want to improve myself.
Right.
I need to do certain things. Now, if I slip up, fall off, okay, got to get back up.
Get back on it.
Get on it. That's the whole idea. But a lot of people just will try something or say something. It's like you want somebody to feel sympathy for you.
Right. You just want it's like they want that empty reward.
Yeah.
The reward is changing the way you've operated. That's the actual, you fixed the problem. But instead, you just want somebody to sit there and look at the problem with you and be like, it's okay. I know you got a problem. It's okay. I'll accept you in that problem. But the thing is, until you, with that insecurity, fix that problem and or truly accept it yourself, you're becoming a burden on the person you with because you keep bringing it up to them as if that is something that I have to do with you. I don't see the point in maintaining this false notion that I don't have to get better. You need to accept me. No, you need to accept you. And if you going to be that way, but don't be bringing it to me like it's a problem. Because typically if you're dealing with men, majority of the time you present them with a problem, their objective is to present you with a solution. So you'll say, I feel overweight. He'll tell you, well, we can go to the gym, but I don't want to go to the gym. Then why did you tell me about it?
Yeah.
You wasting my time and yours. I don't feel like
I have a motto. If you could do something about it, change it.
Do it.
If you can't do nothing about it, why worry about it? Because all you're going to do is annoy the person you're with.
Yeah, there's no point.
You tell them day in, day out, oh, well, I need to do this. I need to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, do something. Oh, you don't want to do it? Now that person's going to be like, oh, I'm sick of hearing you say this day in, day out.
You got to look at it
like if you want a better job, why wouldn't you go look
for a better
job? You can't complain about your job day in, day out, and then you never go look.
My thing, people got to start looking at it like this. Pretend that your body is a plane and you're a pilot and you it's a F1, it's one of the big ones, the one the president be using, whatever that is. And you got to be specialized to fly that. Now your man, he's a helicopter pilot. Granted, he probably could go over there and figure out how to fly the big plane, but when he need to move around, he go hop in his helicopter. So you come over to him, the helicopter pilot, and keep telling him, man, I need to fly somewhere. I need to get this plane off the ground. And he looking at you like, well, I'm a pilot. Well, why don't you hop in the cockpit and fly it off? No, I don't want to do that. But I need that plane to move. You see, you the problem. I'm not the type of pilot you need. You need to fly your own plane. You need to get on your own runway and get to your destination. I'm moving towards mine. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I hop in my helicopter and I fly to and fro. You see me come, you see me go. You, on the other hand, is too busy looking at my plane taking off and landing and wondering why you can't get yours to do the same. Because you never look at where I'm sitting when I'm flying. I'm sitting in the captain seat. I'm the pilot. I control this.
I get where I need to go because I know
move in that direction.
Yeah.
You have to get in your own plane and fly to your own destination. And I understand people be afraid to fly because sometimes you crash, just like you said. I fall off sometimes.
Yeah.
But what do? You hop back inside because you know the only person going to fly this machine, the Jeremy Express, is Jeremy.
And that's very true because I'm like, when we were online at the fraternity, it was a poem that I still hold to this day. Evictus by William E. Henley. And if you do not know, you should look it up. Because it says at the end, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Right. So whatever goes on in my life, I'm either going to change it for the best or change it for the worst. Because I'm driving. I'm doing this. I am the person in the, I'm the captain of the ship. I am the driver in the driver's seat. Yeah. I am the pilot in the cockpit. However you want to take it. Right. If you want to be better, you have to choose to be better.
Chart your own course. Because I guarantee you, anybody who's been in a boat and don't want to hold a steering wheel. Now, when you end up miles and miles from your destination, either you're gonna rechart the course and redirect, or you're gonna go with it. But the waves, life is like the ocean. It's a current. It's constantly flowing. Life will take you where you will ultimately end up. But you can chart the course and end up where you want to be. Yeah. You can't. I know people always say that term, go with the flow, or do what electricity do, take the path of least resistance. No, how work, you gonna have to move against what people naturally assign to you. Yeah, you think I'm supposed to be locked up in prison, got 6, 7 baby, but I'm gonna chart a different course. I just got one wife. I'm on my way with a career. I'm moving up. I decided to do something different. Like, hop in your cockpit. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Hop in your own cockpit. Why do women expect some men to want to jump through hoops but don't have other men jump through those same hoops?
So, the reason I bring this up is because when I look at a lot of social media, I look at a lot of things that go on, like most guys feel the whole idea of, I don't get the same benefits, I don't get the same outcome as somebody that you said really didn't mean nothing. The most precious things that you give to someone that you say, but you gave that up so freely and so easy to them. If it was that precious, why you give it up so freely and easy?
I'm gonna tell you like this, because I had this pinpointed back in the day. Everybody starts life on a dealership, bro. They turn around, all these people getting to test drive you, but you not their dream car. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You said the problem end up being some people get taken off the lot and they put a note on it, and the person that they get with don't pay. Yeah. So now it come back, and now you was the owner of the dealership, a little hesitant with the next buyer, but the next buyer got good credit. You don't have to call me all the time to figure out who I like. At a certain point, you gotta stop looking at yourself as simply a product. You gotta realize that everybody don't need to test drive. You go to a luxury dealership, even with my credit score right now, I can't go to a Lamborghini dealership and be like, give me a set of keys. They gonna look at me like, sir, I think you're at the wrong dealership. Mm-hmm. You gotta look at, hey, hold up, wait. Should they even be on the lot? And I know you like, but that's profiling. Yes.
First of all, everybody profiles.
It's what you do.
You know what you
profile
want.
With you. The police, you shouldn't profile because you're an artificial construct to bring justice. You shouldn't. But when it comes to you as a person, me? No, buddy. I know the clientele I want. I'm not going to necessarily put myself in a position to be around the people I don't want to be around. It's not how it works.
Yes. Like profiling. the best way of saying it, having preferences.
Yeah.
Now, for example, if you have some extreme out of control preferences, that's a different story than you're just like, hey, these are the things I want. If I don't want, like, I'm sorry, I don't want a woman that does not have some type of confidence. Right. I don't deal with, oh well, you don't have that security in yourself. It's like, I never wanted that.
For those who need a visual, picture you walk to a dealership and you ask for
in the dealership.
Look, I'm telling you, because you got to put yourself in the. You walk into the dealership and the person who giving you the car is hesitant to hand you the keys because they don't know if they going to make it to where you trying to go or break down. You going to be like, well, why can't you just let me do a test drive? Nah, you either going to buy this or you not. Like, you going, because I can't tell you why. You see issues. No. If you at the proper place with the proper car or the proper person, I am who I say I am. I'm genuine. I'm 100%. B-Hunt been B-Hunt since I known B-Hunt, and I known me my whole life. So I ain't.
Well, I've always told people I'm the same I will always be. I'm outspoken. I'm loud. I'm very brash. I'm very arrogant. And I'm okay with that.
And I feel like people might feel like, but that's a contradiction to what we said prior. But I'm like, it's not if you were listening. Well, he said he is who he is. Now, if he wasn't willing to accept himself in certain aspects, because you got to know you. But what he wants to change, he's in active pursuit of change for that.
Like, okay, for example, if a woman tells me she will not accept a man without a job, I will 100% agree
100%.
with that.
I'm like, I can
agree with that 100% because, yes, as a man, you definitely should have a job.
A job, a business, something.
Yeah. Oh, you
gotta have aspirations to have more.
Especially if you're in Texas. Now, in New York, means of transportation, you go by subway, different things like that.
Alternate
routes. But let's be real. Around here, you got to have a car.
You got to have a car.
Everything is too far away for you just to be like, oh, I'm walking everywhere.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Like, you have to have a place to live.
Yeah.
Besides your mama house.
Yeah.
Now, there's a difference. Oh, I'm at my mama house because I'm trying to stack this money to actually buy me a nice
aspirations.
house.
I have a vision, and in order to see this vision through, I'm doing this currently.
Yes.
That's one thing. But if your vision is I'm going to be 50 years old still here kicking it with my mama, that's problematic, bruh. Why would you burden your mama that long? Why would you burden your father that long?
First of all, you shouldn't burden no one that long. There's no way I'm going to be like, okay, let's say I lost my house or whatever. If I go stay on somebody's couch, bro, you should have an idea of,
first of all,
give me like a week.
Easy.
And give me about a week. I'm going to get this together. You know what? I'm going to give me a new spot.
I'm going to give you a new spot. Guaranteed. First of all, I'm going to double down on the resources necessary to get the next spot. Like, if I come crash on your couch, best believe I'm finna go out here. I'm putting in additional applications because I feel like what caused this? I needed more money.
Yeah.
Or maybe I was frivolous with the money I had.
True.
If I'm down bad, something gonna change. It's like navigation. If I charted a course to be successful and I end up not being successful and I'm still breathing, I'm charting another course back to success. It's gonna have to be a harder turn because when I was far away, I could see more of the field. Now that I'm here, now I know it's over there. So we got an A-B line into that success.
I'm allergic to being broke.
There's no point to that.
Like I refuse.
There's no point to being broke.
To be broke.
Broke is not healthy.
And what I mean by broke is, yes, there are times where you don't have the funds like that. But if your bills aren't paid and you don't have the funds, that's broke.
It's broke.
Like, you ain't paid your bills, you ain't handled up, you ain't do all the stuff you need to do, but you don't have no money, you broke.
No, I want to take it a little bit deep before I jump in there. You broke if you got a money situation that you won't fix. Literally, if it's broken, if you are broken financially and you do not intend to fix that financial situation, then it remains broken. So that makes you broke.
Okay.
You
I'll go
need
with
to
that.
consistently be seeking advancement. I can't do it that way. Why? Because the last time I did it that way, it got me here. And this is not where I want to be. Don't be misguided and don't stay broke. Fix yourself. All right. This segment of You Won't Believe This is brought to you by
My beautiful wife. Love you, baby. Shout out. I always have to shout out my wife. Check out her 3 businesses, Wasted Desires. You can go wasteddesires.com. They have waist beads, they have anklets, they have bracelets, they have
they make the
all
bridesmaid
things.
garter.
We're not gonna go into that, but they actually have a great line of products. They actually have a pop-up coming up this weekend.
Yep.
Yes, it's Sunday today, so it's next Saturday. This coming up Saturday.
You should pop up.
Yes, you should definitely pop up and check it out. Also, there is Traces Like Mine. This is her hair care line, where this is products made for a black woman, by a black woman, to actually help black women's hair.
Yep.
And then there's Yanni Like Mine. As I say, women, make sure you take care of yourself. If you don't know what the Yanni is, look it up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a little more PC.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a smidge.
But, yes, check them out. She's on Facebook, Instagram, wasteddesires.com, Traces Like Mine on Facebook or Instagram, Yanni Like Mine on Facebook, Instagram.
Correct. Tyler Bailey, Luxury Clothes by Luxury Guy. Cousin Mike, SOB, no, it is not what you think. It's state of being, okay? He's in there. He's pretty much giving you game about life and how it's going. D-Mac, he's a barber. Let's jump into it. All right. School in North Carolina is under fire for baptizing over 100 students without letting their parents know about it.
See, I don't know. It was hard for me on this one because I could see both sides of it, because you getting baptized, that doesn't need your parents' permission, because that's your relationship with God.
Right. But when you start taking into consideration, like, how do I know that that's what was, because it's peer pressure, and then there's pressured by the superiority, like the people, the elite people, the people above you. So like your boss tell you, hey, go plunge your toilet. I mean, if you're a janitor, of course.
Okay.
Go plunge your toilet. Even if you don't want to do that, hey, I'm in jeopardy of losing my job. I don't plunge the toilet. So you go do it. So it's like, I being a child, I'm following the adult. I was probably taught to respect my elders, this, that, and the third, which I don't necessarily believe that's what the case was in this one. But,
The only reason I was saying it is because, you're supposed to have a personal relationship with God.
Correct.
Your mom, your dad, nobody else can get you to heaven. Nobody else can send you to hell. Those are the choices you make.
Right.
So my thing is, don't get me wrong, I would want my parents to see certain things, but for you to baptize over 100, I'm like, I don't think you peer pressured 100 students over the years.
How it operates is, okay, I'm sitting here, this person just got baptized, and then you're like, are you ready? And you're like, well, I don't know, like, they just did it, should I do it? But you ain't got the guidance of your parents. It's simple. It's similar. Granted, I understand the context is not as severe as the Central Park 5 or the Exonerated 5, because it's like, oh, you came in here and you started interrogating my child without me present, without an attorney present. You can't do that. So it's like, am I saying that they shouldn't have done it? Yes. Am I saying that if the child truly wanted to get baptized, then I feel like, hey, go ahead, let your parents know what you're trying to do so they can orchestrate that on your behalf. I don't feel like there should be an outside entity as far as, you know,
I
a
mean,
school or something that does that
and
on, you know.
that is why I'm wavered at it, because I'm like, yes, if my daughter come up to me or my son tells me, oh yeah, I want to be baptized,
Done.
okay, bet we're gonna do that.
You're
We're
gonna get
gonna
that
get that
done.
done soon.
Yeah,
It's like,
easy.
but then I also think about those parents that are like, what if you're a different religion, you don't believe that, but your child believes this? Like,
Oh, I didn't even take into account that could be a
because
thing.
there's a lot of different religions, and I'm never gonna knock nobody for their beliefs or their religion. But if I say I'm Christian, but let's say my dad is Buddhist and he doesn't believe in that, or whatever,
Yeah,
like he doesn't believe those things,
right.
I wouldn't want to tell my dad, because my dad is going to try to persuade me otherwise, as I would think,
Yeah.
because a lot of parents hit you with the, oh, you under my house, my roof, but
But
this is
see,
my relationship.
that's what the issue be. If you a parent and you're not raising your child to be a successor, like you have to be better than me. It's gonna come a time where hopefully Paige mentally is above me. She's my superior.
Yeah.
Granted, respect for me, yeah, I'm your father. But at the end of the day, in order to make it at the next level, because that's what the world does. It grows, it expands, it gets better, hopefully. You gonna have to reach a point to where even I could not go. And I have to prepare you for that. So it's things that you gonna go through and you gonna do that it's gonna come a point I can't necessarily give you the guidance and wisdom that you may want. I can only tell you what worked for me and what didn't work for me.
Yeah.
So if Buddhist lifestyle worked for your father and you want to move over to the Christian Baptist side, then hey, if that's your journey, I'm not finna stand in your way as a father. Like, nah, if you gotta go that route, go that route. Would I
Yeah.
prefer you live the route that I'm teaching you? Yes. But at the same time, who am I to deny you?
But
the
how many
relationship?
parents would actually would say yes? Because I know there's a lot of people that are like different forms of Muslim, because it's not just one form,
Right.
because a lot of people believe that it's just one type of way. But no, some people, like, they have the hijab, they have all the, like, basically you gotta walk, what is it? I think it's 3 or 6 paces behind the man to the right.
Yeah,
And,
like
and
really.
there's a lot of extreme things that certain
But
religions
that's
do
extreme to
believe.
us. Let's be clear. That's extreme to
Yes,
us.
for us, that we would consider extreme.
Right.
But then your child may find something or find a faith that they truly believe in.
Right. When I look at it, I be like, whatever faith and or religion you choose to have, right? Did it make you better? If it did not make you better, then I'm gonna be insisting that, hey, give what I got a try. First of all, from jump, I'm gonna be like, give what I do a try, because
Yeah.
I know this works. Look at what we have because of what I believe.
Yes.
But if you find yourself on a path divergent to my own, it still needs to make you ultimately a better person. Because if whatever you're doing is making you less than what I know you can be, I don't care what it is. I'm gonna be like, no, you need to find something that you truly, truly resonate with that
Yeah.
makes you better.
But if you're at one of the things that I've just noticed over the years, a lot of people aren't in the faith because they believe it's just what they were brought up with. Like, for example, I know a lot. Like growing up, I know a lot of black households. You were going to church on Sunday.
Yeah.
Period. You were gonna get up. You
gonna
going
go
to
to
church. You gonna go to Sunday school. That's what you gonna do. And then some people grow up doing that and say, "Oh well, this is what I've been doing so long, so I'll just do it," and not have a personal relationship with God.
You got a
But-
relationship with the church, not the
Yes.
Lord.
And that's how I look at it sometimes, because some people would just go there, go to sleep. Because I was one of them people at one point in time, I was like, man, if you're not feeding my soul, I'm going to sleep.
Right.
This is sleep time. And then my mom pinched me, wake me up, all that kind of stuff. Then as I got older, I realized and found what I was looking for. So I was like, okay, I'm here. If I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be here because this is where I wanna be.
Right. Right. Agreed. In my world, it didn't set in till I started going through life. I was like, it has to be something more powerful than me.
Yeah.
Because right now, I don't know how I'm making it. Especially, like I'm telling you, this was times, especially when I was working overnight, going to school, bruh. I'm telling you, I'd fall asleep at the parking lot of the job and then find myself in Denton and be like, I don't know how I got here. Man. Some wanted me to be here, though.
I could tell you like this. As many times as I had a gun pulled on me, and nobody ever pulled the trigger.
Somebody gotta want you here.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way. It's been way too many times. I don't like telling all my business like that. I talk a lot, but I don't try to tell all my business. Yeah. But I'm like, my belief, I'm like, God had to be looking out for me so many times because of some of the stuff I done that nobody ever know about, but I've done, and this happened to me. I had to have somebody watching out for me.
Somebody gotta be paying attention. To be a guy who was in a car that was hit by a bus and still be sitting in the seat right next to you, ain't no way. That's all ain't no way.
Well, bruh, I have family car wreck where everybody got messed up.
Ain't no way.
And I never had a scratch on me.
Ain't no way.
I'm like, and I always tell people, even though, like when I was young, I heard a voice tell me to put my seatbelt on and all that kind of stuff.
To do that.
And like all of a sudden, we had the car wreck. I didn't have a scratch on me. Helped my mom, my dad, and help people get out of the car. Then had to go get help. I never had a actual scratch on me. And I was like, okay.
Let's see, it's got to be something more. But when you start telling people that, they be like, this is a freak accident. Like, no. There's differences here, okay?
Yeah. And that, like, one time you could say, okay, maybe that's a freak accident. But at other times, I had another car wreck where it was me, my dad, and my little brother. We ran off the road. Truck flipped over a whole bunch of times. Little brother broke his collarbone. Still didn't have a scratch on me.
You might be, remember
I'm invincible?
Yeah, you might be invincible.
Really?
I'm just saying. Maybe it's like the rain.
Nah.
You feel
because
pains in the rain?
I always tell my little brother because he get messed up in all wrecks. If it's a wreck or something that happens,
he missed a glass.
He's going to get messed up. But I get all the illnesses. I got diabetes. I got the sickle cell trait. I got the...
every superhero got to have his weakness. Bruce Willis was water. Yours is actual illnesses at random.
I get... Like... But the thing is, my health... I'm very high at my immune system and everything. But I'm like, man, it just seemed like...
I got
all these issues, but I never get hurt.
See what I'm saying? It just sound like, it sound like real comic bookish right here. That's all I'm saying. I'm just putting it out there. Take it where you won't take it for, but it is what it is. I'm just stating facts. Soldier is kicked out of the military after stating that he just wants to get better at killing black people. Wow.
Yes, I was like, this is crazy. I forgot the man's name because I should have put it on there. But the man, how you get kicked out of the military because you just say you want to be better at killing black people? Like, and I'm like, you in the military now. So if you in the military now, how are you racist in 2022? Like, it always sounds like more of an older person thing. Like when I think about racism, I'm thinking about people in their mid-40s or older, back in Jim Crow era or stuff like that going on.
When did this happen? Because I got a Private Mason Mead, a student in a assaultman course with infantry battalion, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, that gentleman, he got kicked out because he had some racist posts on social media.
Nah, this one was more recent.
More recent.
Like, yes, this was actually recent.
Oh, I got you right here. Fort Bragg soldier kicked out of the FBI says he enlisted to become better at killing black people. Yeah, what's his name? They ain't got his name up here. I'm gonna look his name up. But said Lieutenant Colonel Terrence Kelly, an Army spokesperson. Oh, no. News show Killing M. Ryan is charged with false security documents. Ryan was arrested in August 26th on the same day he was discharged from the Army for serious misconduct. So this is killing. Oh, guys, why is your name Killing M. Ryan? Lord, Mr. Killing, we gonna pray for you in so many ways. But my question is, if you want to get better at killing black people, right? You went to the Army. The Army is said to, fight to protect the rights of the people.
Yeah.
So all people under the law now, all people are created equal,
But you gotta remember, everybody that joins all these things aren't in there for the right reason. Right. Just like police officers. I know everybody swear up and down every police officer is in there for the just cause because they want to serve and protect. I wish that was true.
Some people join the cops because they seem like an additional branch of the Crips. They wearing the blue. It's just they want to be part of a larger gang, the world largest gang, the police. No disrespect. I'm like, I'm talking trash.
Right. I'm just saying because I was like, you joined the Army
to
kill black people. Why? What? I'm just curious. Where do people be getting this from in 2022?
Oh, well, you know where they got it from. Because just because you in 2022 don't mean you wasn't raised by a person from 1950 something, 1960 something. The idea
that's
is
what
still
I'm saying.
here.
Is like that's crazy. It's like, oh, you ain't had no little black friends in school. Like no schools are segregated now. There's no segregated schools. No. So you had somebody that you knew in kindergarten, elementary.
But
we gotta
know his backstory. Not the one. Let me backtrack. I'm asking for his backstory. That may give you the impression that I actually side with this gentleman. I, as a black man, don't side with him in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But I do understand that there are things that may have happened to said person to put him in his current state of mind.
No.
I disagree. But what if he was bullied in school by predominantly black people?
Now, hold up. I'll say it like this. I don't like the loss of any life. I don't care. I don't care if you didn't like me, because I've had people that didn't like me for 10 plus years.
Just stay away from me.
I just don't bother with you. I'm not going to hope, wish, or do it. Like, I've gotten into a lot of fights. I'm not worried about nobody I've ever gotten into a fight with.
Right.
Now, my thing that happens is like some person will say, oh, well, this person did something to me. Like, oh, black guy beat you up, so now you hate all black guys. Or something. I don't care about your backstory like that, because there's no use for you taking a life or wanting to take a life. I just ain't gonna fool with you.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm like, I don't mess with people that I don't want to mess with. But for me, it'd be like, man, I'm trying to kill some people. I won't kill black people. Oh, like, oh, some black guy took your girl, or some black guy. There's still no reason.
I'm saying it's no reason, but it's still his reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your motive. If your motive is driven by something happened to me, and the only defining characteristic that separated me from said person was the color of their skin, because that's how racism technically be. I don't identify with you, and it's because primarily this color of your skin. Because in reality, majority of us in America go to work, get a check to pay somebody else. You get your family, you get your kids, you raise them. Like, that's majority of us. We all out here living together to try to make this thing work. Now, you might have your opinions about me or whatever, but you understand that, hey, when Brian gets up, I don't know him very well, but I do know he got lights on in his apartment. Somebody paying for it, most likely him.
Yeah.
So one thing, the interaction between me and the rest of the world is limited. So for you to have some misplaced hate towards me is, in my world, irrational, because I'm like, you don't ever kick, you don't know nothing about me. But I can't say that you don't have it.
That's the thing that I'm saying, because when you listen to all the shootings and things that happen, like the church shootings, the grocery store shootings,
Absurd.
all those kind of things that have happened. And it's not like with the whole Asian hate thing at one point in time, when you say everybody, because like, okay, let's just say that actually happened and they were the cause of this point.
Right.
Okay, does that mean that everybody's the cause of it?
It can't be.
Because that sounds stupid. That's not even logical.
Not realistic.
I don't know every black person in the world.
No.
I don't. Asian people don't know every Asian person in the world. Oh, you knew that they were gonna do this and they were gonna do that.
Yeah, that's you.
No,
Like you associate. But I'd be like, before the black, I was human. Not saying that I'm gonna disconnect myself from being black, but no, the human experience is supersedes all. We all in this having an experience as human beings.
Just like as a black person, I'm not going to sit here and say all white people are racist.
Wouldn't do it, because I've met too many that are not.
Very
the
true.
Vast majority of them that I met, they not.
Yes.
Now, don't get me wrong. I have run across some bad seeds, some bad apples,
Yes.
some bad trees.
That's true. But in every race, you have those bad apples, those bad people. But I'm not going to be like, all of you are like this.
Right. I'm not gonna throw away
because
every human being.
I've had like right now, I have some cool people that I do taekwondo with. We talk about everything. He's happy that I'm back and we doing things. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, we talk about things. He'll ask me a question. I'll ask him a question. Because I don't understand everything about being white. I don't. I can't say because I'm not a white man. But he doesn't understand everything about being black. So he'll ask me. And I'm like, it comes from a genuine place of, I really don't know, but I'm trying to figure out because I've never dealt with that.
I don't know. I just, in my world, I'd be like, if you never gonna be black, why you want to ask me about my life?
People are always curious. It's called being multicultural.
I understand. I accept
like
my
if you
differences.
Speak Spanish, if you speak Spanish, that's not your culture.
That
is not what you grew up with.
Right.
If you speak Hebrew, that's not your culture.
That's true.
That's not what you grew up with.
I accept those things.
Okay. For example, a lot of people don't look at it like this. Christmas came from Germany.
Respect.
But a lot of people, most people in the United States celebrate Christmas.
Agreed.
That's somebody else's culture.
I get it. But what I'm saying is, if you somebody who don't necessarily celebrate Christmas and don't intend to celebrate Christmas, why you gonna come ask me about Christmas? I mean, you might
look at it like this.
Especially if you ain't gonna ever.
I know if I invite some people to the cookout, they coming to the cookout. They're not gonna be like, nah, we can't make it. They're gonna come. What should I bring? And that gonna be because I know some cool white people. And I'm like, oh, they're going to ask and be funny about it. It's like, hold up, I don't want to bring the wrong stuff. What can I actually bring that's not going to get me made fun of?
Right.
Because if you bring potato salad with raisins in it,
you're not going to eat that.
Nobody's going to eat that. Like, there was one, what was it? Who was there? What is his name? Country
Wayne?
Yeah, Country Wayne, where he's over there like they doing potluck at the job and everything. Mm-hmm. And this white lady opens it up and he starts beating up the potato salad because he's like, man, them roaches. Because she put raisins. Who put raisins in potato salad?
And I'm like, on my potato salad.
But the whole idea is we should be America was made for multicultural people.
And,
Everyone
to a
is.
degree.
If you eat a taco, that is not your culture at all.
Bro, look. I don't know if I can say that's not my culture.
It's not.
My culture is like you said, multicultural. I identify with the black culture.
Okay.
I evidence the skin. I identify with tacos.
You eat Italian food, don't you?
I identify with Italian.
I know every black household
I
ate
identify
spaghetti.
with all these foods because I live in America. Americans, we eat all these foods, right?
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, don't ask me about something that you don't necessarily care about if you ain't gonna try to change.
But how you
to
know they
assimilate.
don't care about it?
Because look, you know as well as I do. It's a feel. I feel the energy. I know.
Nah,
I know when you just talking
sometimes
crazy.
that energy could come from the wrong place because you're like, there's a difference when, yes, you're genuinely trying to find out something and you're just trying to, I don't know what you would call it. Like, you just want to hear somebody say something so you could try to talk bad about it or say, see.
Exactly. Like, I don't invite them conversations because most of the time the people asking me the questions like that want me to alter how I operate so I can fit their mold of what they perceive me to be. I'd be like, look, bro, we don't need to talk about me. Like, let's talk about getting this money. Let's talk about getting this done and understand that I ain't going to put my hands on you. You ain't going to put your hands on me. You don't fully need to understand me. Just understand that whatever task we got,
that's why I think we differ from, because with people that I know, they genuinely want to know. And one of the ladies was happy and like, it was funny because I was laughing about it because I was like, oh, okay, before they made Juneteenth the actual national holiday, the year before that, she was like, oh, we got Juneteenth approved at my job, so, they actually celebrate Juneteenth now. Because she didn't really know what Juneteenth was. Because she's from Michigan.
Look, what I'm telling you is, she would have came and asked me about Juneteenth. I'd been like, look, you looking for the spark notes to life. Go get you a couple books on that. You ain't gotta ask me. Go get that.
But
bring that back.
Well, maybe that's because you ain't got no white friends.
I do have white friends.
Then why can't your white friend talk to you?
They can't talk to me.
Then what we talking about here?
They can't talk to me about that though.
Then they ain't your friends.
It's too many books. It's too.
Bruh,
you
no.
asking me
as a friend, I should be able. That's like me talking to certain people about their language. Hey, I'm trying to understand something about your culture, but you gonna tell me read a book.
What happens is they gonna use you to justify their injustice towards you. I'm telling you, she gonna go. You gonna tell her, look, don't bring no raisins in that potato salad because we ain't gonna eat that, and you gonna feel some type of way. And she gonna have it in her mind that, oh, you know what? I'm a real cook. They gonna eat this. And when you come and bring it in here, and they're gonna be like, well, Jeremy told me to bring potato salad. Did he tell you not to put the raisins in there? Well, Jeremy told me to bring it, so I brought it. See? Nah, babe. I told you not to even bring it because I know you can't operate in a space without them raisins. I know you can't operate in my space and live the life that I live.
You're digging right now.
Because you don't live like this.
Bruh,
you don't
digging
understand
right now. You digging
I'm
right
not digging.
now.
I'm
because
telling the truth.
of the fact of the matter, I think most people do come from a place of genuine, I'm just curious.
But you talk to a lot
but
more
you
people.
a cynic.
You talk to a lot more people than I do.
You always think people.
I do, and it served me well. Majority of people know Brian ain't here to really come down here and have these conversations with you. He in here to get what he gonna get and get up out of here. We don't need to have them conversations.
Well,
with
I'm an
him.
extrovert. I don't meet a stranger, and I'm like,
I meet strangers every day. It's strange. It's strange that you don't meet strangers.
No, because I could talk to you. Like yesterday, went to the kickball game. Yeah, shout out to Sharice and Alasia. Happy birthday. But I went to a kickball game. I didn't even know half the people there. I'm like, we just talking, chopping it up and everything. And then we start talking trash about stuff. And then one of the dudes on the team, he cheating the whole time. And I was like, bruh, You know, I see he like, hey, shh, don't tell nobody. And we over here cracking jokes. End up eating hot dogs and everything after the game. It's
I'm
like,
not that
okay,
person.
cool.
I get to the kickball game, I'm gonna be like, all right, how long I gotta be here? How long I gotta do this?
He's a stick in the mud.
I'm not a stick in the mud. When
Bro,
I
that's
want to
what
have
it
a good,
sound like.
when I want to have a good time, I have a good time. But I'm not finna sit here.
Man, y'all
and
comment
fake the
and
funk.
tell me, don't that sound like a stick in the
I
mud?
don't want to fake the funk.
You ain't faking the funk. You just mean somebody new.
It's difficult.
That's how you get out of your bubble.
I'm not in a bubble.
Okay. And
I'm just stating facts. Look, bro. People, I'm telling you, I've seen too many people move in ways that are adverse to how I move. So I'd rather just move the way I move.
But if you look at it that way all the time, you may miss a blessing, because I'm just saying, there's numerous times where I get things just because, oh, well, let me go and help you out with this. Let me go, oh, well, I didn't know you do that. Let me go and try to see. That's how I got the job I have now.
Look, I'm all about helping people. That ain't the issue.
But the whole
issue
idea
is if you think I'm finna come through here and no, look, what's the objective? Let's not play friendly. If we really friendly, we'll be that. But you don't need to know. Look, it don't take a lot to be friendly.
Don't nobody randomly come up to you just out of the blue to ask you certain questions.
They don't.
More than likely, they're your friend. If they're asking you certain questions, they feel comfortable enough that they can ask you.
I've learned through. I'm gonna let you finish it, but I'm definitely gonna end mine on this. I've learned through life. When I started this thing from elementary, the circle was gigantic. Literally, all it took was a hi, and you was in my friend circle.
Okay.
As I got older, it went from a circle to I can't, like, if I'm too far away from it, I can't tell whether it's a circle or a dot, because it's very, very, very small. I don't have a lot of space for a lot of people, because a lot of people have done wrong. I don't have time to try to fix your mistakes or make it right. We don't even need to fix it. I've learned that I'm capable of operating in my own space and all. Like, look, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Now, don't get me wrong. If you was to bring somebody by, I'd be like, well, Jeremy vetted you, so you kicking it with me until you prove otherwise on the strength of Jeremy. Now, you can either move up in the rank or you can be exiled.
So somebody got vet.
Somebody, if you gonna bring them to me, somebody gotta vet you, bro. I don't just go out my way to make you somebody. You gonna have to prove yourself before you get to this. Before, especially before I get to calling you friend. Nah.
Okay. When I mean by friend, like, yes, there are some people that are acquaintances, not like, oh man, we just the tightest of all friends in the world. Like, I call them all the time. But then I do have people that I know that we have a friendship. Not, oh, like we just tight knit friends like that. But I know I got a friend right now I could call about computers. I got a friend right now I could call about legal advice. I got a friend right now that is a doctor. We have friendship. Like, he's more of my mentor too. And he will give me advice. He was a doctor for years until he decided he wanted to get into Mary Kay. Now he has like 12, 13 patents for Mary Kay.
I respect that, and I'm sure that's a quality friend. In my, like I said, I done had too many people prove to me that they not who they say they is. So I'd rather just believe you not who you gonna be before you get to me. Prove me otherwise.
Well, I'll say this as my final words. If you confine yourself to a box, you can't be mad that there's no room in there. And what I mean, no room in there, because I'm not going to confine myself to anything, because I always want to grow. I always want to get better. So if I can network, if I could build, that's because I talk to people. I can network with people. I can go anywhere in this world and survive because of the fact of the matter. I'm going to adapt. I'm not going to be like, this is my way. I'm not getting out of my way.
No, wait. Now, see,
I'm just saying that's what it sounds like you're saying, bro.
The only thing I'm saying here is in my word, there's two separate issues. One, will Brian go to a space and adapt? Of course. I will adapt, but I'm not going to go to a space and count on a single person for anything. It's not going to work. Only person, like I said, 100% control.
So if you went to Spain right now where they mostly speak Spanish.
I'm going to have me a thesaurus. Language switching dictionary. Google Translate. I don't need no translator unless I know you going to translate what I said the way I said it. Because you get out here, I tell you, look, I'm out here in Italy right now. I want spaghetti. And you like, oh, okay. You go tell him, oh, put some frog in it or something. No, bro, I ain't tell you that. Give me American spaghetti.
He's a cynic. It's okay.
I'm not a cynic.
Bro, that's what that is. There's a cynic. You just expect the worst out of people.
I don't expect the worst out of people. I expect people to be people.
Y'all rewind it back and look at it. That's what it sounds like to me.
I expect people to be people. People move in their best interest. So it's best I move in mine. And the person I can trust 100%.
Somebody magically gonna put frog in your food.
The person I can trust 100% is B Hunt. Brian, trust Brian, because Brian always comes through for Brian. Other people, I be like, you gotta prove yourself.
That everybody, that more people won't come through unless you show them or trust them enough to see if they'll come through.
I'm not here to put you in a position where you get to decide whether I have or I have not. Understand, I'm going to be an independent party, stand on my own too. If you need me, don't worry. I know me. I'll come through for you. Ain't no issue. But that's because I'm me. If you want to rely on me, you made a good bet. You made a sure bet. Because if I tell you I'm pulling up and doing for you, I'm going to do for you. But I don't expect nobody to come through and do on B Hunt behalf except Annette, Greg, Bug, Antone, Cat. Like, you gonna have to be in that tight-knit group. Because they ain't failed me. The other Jeremy, if I call you, I called you at 12 o'clock at night, tired and flew off the call. What you do? You pulled up. Jeremy in the group. I ain't putting you in the group unless you do something. If I call you, it's not
but
because.
If you never give nobody a opportunity, how do you know they won't do for you?
I can't. I'm not out here. I'm going to artificially fall off to test you. Nah, I don't do the small test. Nuh-uh. Either you is who you is, or I decided you ain't that.
But if you never put them in.
I'm just stating facts.
Okay, if you never. I'm going to just leave it at this. If you never give them the opportunity to show you who they are, how can they show you?
They do. Bro, I can watch how you move with the people you deal with, and I can know I don't need to put myself in that position because that dude over there acting foolish. Let me get out this fool way before we get foolish together. I'm going to let you do you, bro. Nah, bro. Hey, bro, I don't want to kick it, bro. I'm going to be at the house. I'm going to go sit down. I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go move around. I stay out of food way. 100%. I'll stay out of food way every day.
And on that note, because we just going to go back and forward.
We are.
Nah.
We are. Any other shout outs you want to do?
Aretha? Oh, yeah. Shout out Aretha. Body sculpting, body contouring, all those good things. She's in Northeast Mall. She has a storefront up there. Check her out. She does it for men and women. Shout out Nate Price, Grit and Grind. Mm-hmm. He is a personal trainer that really cultivates and helps his people grow. Mm-hmm. He wants the best out of his people.
Correct. You
could check him out. He's on gritandgrind.com. And you can also check him out on Instagram and Facebook. He's on there too. Yep. Also, shout out the podcast. Please like and subscribe.
Right.
If you watched it this far, it's because you like the podcast. I'm glad that you like it. Now, please show that you like it by hitting that like and subscribing. We're on every platform you could think of. We're even on Pandora now.
Yeah, time now.
So, check us out.
On up. We vetted in the various social media realms and podcast realms. They know we bring content.
You know how we're vetted? because of outreach. You have to be able, you know what, we're not going.
And this has been
We're
another
not going
episode
down
of
this
Something for
road.
the People. I'll hold it down.
Oh, Lord.